Hey there everybody, how's it going? Sorry I haven't made a video in the past several weeks. I have been kind of in a depressed slump. I haven't really been feeling like myself. I've had a lot of personal issues come up in my life and my social circle, and so I've been trying to sort that out while getting other master stuff out of the way and try to get my life back together. And I haven't really been in the mood to review anything, and that's why you haven't seen me for a while. But today there's something I kind of want to address with you guys, and this isn't so much a review as it is an open invitation, and I apologize if this is going to come off the wrong way, but it's kind of hard for me to find a substitute or a proper substitute word for something like this, but the best way I can describe this is that I feel like this is a curse, and here's what I'm going to get at. Let me try to explain this curse as best as I can. When it comes to movies made in the 80s, there is something about them that really doesn't work with me. I have called it within my social circle of friends the most hit and miss decade ever. For some odd reason, whenever I watch a film from the 80s, I either treat it with either indifference, dismissal, or just outright hilariousness at how ridiculous it is. And that's weird for me because I enjoy other ridiculous things, and yet I act indifferent to some other movies because I say, oh, it was okay, I can recognize good things in it, and I can recognize critically a movie in the 80s and it being good, but when it comes to personal enjoyment, it's usually either, meh, it's okay, to, I just straight up don't like it. And that's weird, and it's even weirder when I can even name specific movies in the 80s that I actually do like. Before I go through this list of movies, let me just go ahead and address the possible comment that could occur that says, I just don't straight up like the 80s, and I have some kind of vendetta against it. I'm going to be straight up honest here, I don't have a grudge against the 80s. How could I have a grudge against a decade I wasn't even conceived in, let alone alive to have any conscious thought or any awareness of what was going on in it? So I don't have a personal vendetta against the 80s. I don't have some kind of secret mission to destroy it or something wrong with it. And even people might say, oh, I'm just a 90s kid or some millennial crap. Again, I don't care what decade I'm born in. Sure, I was born in 1991, but I don't have any particular fondness for the 90s or even the 2000s or even the 20-teens, what we're in now. I don't have that attachment. I don't usually associate myself with those types of labels because, quite frankly, I kind of find them stupid. And so, those epitaphs just don't stick with me. And I'm trying to understand what is it about the 80s that straight up doesn't work. And let me just go through this experiment. And the key to this experiment was I had to sit through every single one of these movies back to back, day after day, for a little over a week and a half. And so with each of these films, I had to give my personal thoughts on it as well as my critical analysis of it, and giving that from a 1 to 10 scale. I don't remember the scales numbers I had off the top of my head, but generally speaking, the trend was that all the movies that were in the 80s were generally rated lower in terms of personal enjoyment than any of the films that were related outside of the 80s. And they include A Few Good Men, Amadeus, Apocalypse Now, Blade Runner, Blues Brothers, Castle in the Sky, Gamera Guardian of the Universe, Grave of the Fireflies, Mississippi Burning, and Watership Down. And some films from the 80s that I legitimately like include The Princess Bride, Back to the Futures 1 and 2, and Terminator 1. So there are films in the 80s that I like, but there's a problem when there's so few of these that do work, and yet, for some reason, a majority of the 80s doesn't work, and yet I can't find a discernible reason as to why these work and these don't. And so, I'm a little bit at a loss here. I need your guys' help to help break this curse, or find a way to at least come up with a consistent reason as to why this decade doesn't work for me. And if you guys can give me a good movie suggestion to tell me to watch and probably dispel this rumor, please tell me. Make it any range from, say, 1975 to 1995. Just don't tell me the year at all, ever. And so, if you want me to review this said film, just let me know. I want to continue this experiment. I want to open this up to you guys. So, and one more thing before I go, since I haven't done a series of game reviews in a while, and I haven't really reviewed that much this year, I figured I might as well just do my own thing when it comes to them. And so, with that said, with the re-release of God of War 3 Remastering on PS4 coming out soon, I thought, hey, why not review all the God of War games in chronological story order to the release of God of War 3, ending with the re-remaster on PS4. Although, unfortunately, that means I'm going to have to review God of War Ascension. Ugh. Oh well. Might as well start at the lowest point and then work my way up from there. Anyways, guys, if you like that idea, please comment below and tell me what you think. And if you have other series you want me to review in chronological order, please let me know and I'd be happy to do them. Until next time, everybody, I'm Perry the Wonder Legend, and I will see you later. For real this time.